Greetings, fellow Dagorans, and welcome to the 13th of October's episode of The Witcher Weekly. I'm here, as I always am, with George.
Hello, people.
And we've got quite a bit of news this week, George. We're kind of getting back on schedule now after the kind of hectic 2 weeks that we had with technological
I'm kind of
overhauls.
falling ill and kind of feeling ill.
I felt ill one day, but yeah, mainly my kind of laptop couldn't connect to the internet, and Eurogamer for the past 2 weeks really have kind of been the main thing.
But we are back on track to normality.
Yes, to normality. And should we kind of well, with the news that we've kind of got this week is we've got some kind of trailer response to criticism that CD Projekt Red have had. We've got an Examiner interview with Michael Krzeminski and we've got a little kind of tidbits to go with. We've got a Witcher development interview with Air Herald's history section of their political magazine, which I thought was rather weird, but there's some little bits of insights to the developer stuff in there. Then we talk something about what's going on the Witcher website, and then there's a new book series out for The Witcher, and we'll talk about that, and then we'll end up with our questions from our fellow Dagorans like we do with every episode. So quite a bit of news this week.
Good.
It's starting to get like that now. The news is coming out.
Yes, it is. How long to get release, Connor? How long?
Phone. From this very moment, as we are recording this episode, it is 133 days, 15 hours and 5 minutes.
So not that long, really, if you think about it.
No, not really lot long at all. So, have you heard anything, George, about the criticism concerning?
I think if it's the same thing as me, that there's someone supposedly close to CD Projekt Red who said that the hours have been ungodly and everything at Red CD Projekt Red.
No, it's about the trailer.
The trailer? No, I'm on the wrong part of news then.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I have not.
This is to do with what GameSpot, they released an article about The Witcher, and they said that the trailers are overblown. The game is nowhere near as good as what the trailers are portraying. And then this was backed up with NeoGAF, who said PR is creating an overblown vision of the game that doesn't exist, and while the team is in crazy crunch time for over
That's
a year
what I was
now.
about to say. That is
Exactly.
the exact same piece of news I was saying, and you couldn't correct me. I was corrected.
Because it was about the trailer. That's what it was concerning.
The one that Brad Greiber was mainly about the ungodly crunch time of being in the year. But Witcher replied, didn't they? They've said it's bullshit.
Yeah, well, they did about the hours, but what they said about saying the trailers are overblown, they said this comment: watch the 35-minute gameplay. Yeah, so because go on.
But it's just like I kind of call it bullshitty. What they've not what Witcher said. What the people have been trying. But people like they're trying to piss off people. Even though supposedly NeoGAF managed to prove a person was close to CD Projekt Red at one point.
Yeah.
But kind of, do you know what crunch time is in developing terms?
Well, I'm going to kind of guess that it's kind of you need to get everything done in this time. This is kind of like the major part where a lot of work's kind of going down. It's
normally 5 weeks before the release of the game. Well, the last 5 weeks before they say, hey, ready to sell. And I was watching the Last of Us developer thing last week, and they talked about it. In fact, some developers love crunch time because all it is they go to work at like 7 and don't leave till like 10, kind of thing. All they do is code and code and code. We have no time social life during them 5 weeks, and it's kind of something I expect. But for a year crunch time is a bit ridiculous, I'd say. So that's why I'm thinking a bit, hey, this battle portion and what we have seen does kind of back up Witcher. That it does look like a very good game, and 35 minutes, they kind of can't over exaggerate 35 minutes of gameplay really that much.
Exactly. But I suppose it is possible that they're kind of developing that like this kind of crunch times where they're doing a shit ton of work in a period is kind of going down, because really this is the first game that CD Projekt Red have had where it's kind of this big, and maybe kind of underestimated it possibly.
But over a year's worth of crunch time, that's just ridiculous. And there's many people I've seen who agree with it, and it's just they've denied it, and I reckon there'll be a lot more complaints from employers, like for example, Comcast employees tell that they hate working at Comcast. They say we have to be arseholes and stuff like that. If employees were really getting pissed off with crunch times, I'm sure they'd make it known a little bit.
Yeah, it's not my view. I was just bringing up the point.
I know. I'm just saying that. I'm bringing my point as well.
Yeah.
That if crunch time and they were hating work and everything, that it was the worst place to work, I think some people would say that. And there hasn't been, apart from one guy who used to work there.
He probably lost his job and got a bit upset and go like, they're bad people.
That's what I'm predicting. We may be wrong. I don't know the ins and outs of the CD Projekt. I'm not in Poland. I'm not working for a company, but I just doubt it very much. It's just
they seem too happy to be in crunch time for over a year.
Like the guy we saw, he seemed very humble and proud of his game he's creating, and because he was the lead game designer, he's one of the head guys there. He'd be one. If it was crunch time, he'd be the one who'd be one of the main focus points in the crunch time.
Yeah, well, he's probably like. There's obviously going to be members of the team that are probably going to be doing long hours every day until release time, and he's one of them people, and he seemed happy. So, yeah, but like I don't see like how you can kind of criticise a trailer for being overblown, really, because really that's what the point.
That's what they're for. That's what I gotta say. That's what the trailers are there for. They're there to get someone excited for the game.
Exactly.
You show off all the possibly best bits of your game. If I would say it's important point, it's just common sense that we're gonna overblow the trailer a little bit. Like, this is the best part. Like, show only the best parts.
Yeah, exactly. That's like.
It's like when you go to a movie. I mean, I know this happened now, but those trailers will look promising. Go to see the movie, it's actually quite shit.
Godzilla, what?
God, I hated that film.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just what happens in the industry with trailers. And if I was making a trailer for something, I'd show all the best bits. To be truthfully honest, if I'd show the parts I'm proud of, because that happens.
Exactly, it's unfair criticism, really. You can't just criticise one game for going overblown on a trailer when you can kind of criticise every game for doing it. Like I haven't come across a game that I've seen. If you're judging a game by how good the trailer is, then you're stupid. You're a stupid person.
It just gets a bit of interest and hype build around the game. That's what trailers are there for.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's come around, and then you go like, gameplay. Let's watch some gameplay.
Yeah, that's what you should be doing. If you see a trailer, try and search some more in depth about it. Try and find. If you see a trailer, oh, this game looks good. Try and search for gameplay, and try and find some more news about it. Find some other YouTubers who possibly played the game.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That's what I would recommend, and that's what I do.
Yeah. And and plus with me, I prefer when I'm editing videos, I prefer to show gameplay on the screen instead of showing trailers. I only show trailers when I'm kind of running dry of stuff to show, mainly because of the fact I think people would prefer to see gameplay, and it's true. It's true. Would you prefer to see gameplay, George?
98% of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I do have a soft spot for them cool cinematic trailers, but they're pointless. But they build hype, but I like looking at it. Let's be truthfully honest. I'd rather see gameplay, but I do have little soft spots for cinematic trailers because I do think they look cool. But that's the only reason. I'd rather have a gameplay trailer over a cinematic trailer any day of the week.
Yeah, they do look cool, but yeah, I'd rather do 35-minute gameplay.
I do agree, but I like the look of cinematic trailers.
Okay, so should we move on to the next part of the news?
Yes.
And it's an Examiner interview with Michael Krasinski, and he says there is going to be armor leveling in the game. And because he was asked about how the character is going, the interview asked him how's the character going to level, and he said we're not having a personal level to kind of build upon to kind of progress like that, but there is going to be items that are going to level like armor. And then he says you can use this to kind of bolster the stats, like kind of what leveling is basically. You kind of just describe leveling. So do you kind of like it? Do you prefer, George, when you kind of items level separately to the person, or?
To a certain extent, yes, because one reason I do really enjoy armor leveling is when you get an epic piece of armor in loot or manage to find some. You get a good feel of accomplishment when you're like, yay, I found this epic piece. And you're like, oh my, and when you like show it off like this piece of armor I've got, fuck you all, I'm better than you all. Especially in an MMO standpoint, it's so cool when you find some epic armor with what level is up high. Because people see that armor and like, that's some other bad motherfucking armor, bad motherfucking badass armor. So that's why it's good. But sometimes I do, if it's like especially for single player, like, it's hard because single player I don't think I prefer my character leveling up a bit. I think.
Really?
And my armor.
Oh wait, I'm the complete other end of the spectrum on this one.
I like that. I feel like my character's actually progressing, not just my armor. I
agree with that.
I like to feel that it's my character doing all the work, not my armor.
I'm kind of like, I like the Elder Scrolls way of doing it.
A bit of both.
Yeah, where you like your armor levels. If you're using heavy armor, your heavy armor stats should be getting better as they are. It's like if you're using a one-handed weapon.
I agree with you at that point. I 100% about a hybrid between the two is the best way to go.
Yeah, and like I'm not sure what leveling technique they're going to go with it. Like I think it's a good idea, but like I doubt they're going to go the kind of MMO way. Do you know when you like?
But his example is like an MMO way where it's like mainly there's a little bit of a hybrid system depending on what game you play.
Like Elder Scrolls Online technically had a hybrid system.
RuneScape had a hybrid system.
World of Warcraft did not.
Was that
Lord of
just
the Rings Online? No, did DC Universe Online?
Was that pure armor?
Yeah.
But then there's Assassin's Creed, which is purely like armor based, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Which is like, because your armor won't level up. It's if you get this hood, you blend in better, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I prefer a hybrid between the two, like you said. Like Skyrim does it very well.
Yeah, like I hope they kind of go that way where you kind of like, we know that they're not going to have a personal level, so which would you say is bad, George? Would you kind of like prefer to kind of improve your character's stats and stuff?
Some people really don't like levels of their characters. For example, Shoddycast don't, do they? They don't like a level based on their character, because I was on about they wanted just your stats to go up, not just like your overall level. So I remember them saying that in podcast. Well, for me, I like to see my character progressing in a level standpoint. I like saying, "Oh, I'm level 86," and when you see a mate going, "I'm level 80," and you feel better than them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I like when you get a standalone overall level.
Yeah, like I agree with you. To be honest, I like it. Like that aspect you said. In this nature of game, though. But like,
it still works in this game, because like when someone goes into Skyrim, if I go to your con, what's your level in Witcher, and you say 15, and I go, "Ha, I'm 18, I'm better than you."
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
like, in this nature of game, it would work.
It would work very well, and I always do like a standalone level, even if it's an MMO single player, because I like to know how far I am. I like to know if I am the best you can be, kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's always a max level in games like that. There's like, you can get to a certain point, and when you reach that point, you feel like a badass.
Yeah, like I said, no, it does depend on the game. Like you can't like the leveling in FIFA, which no one cares about at all.
No one gives a shit about FIFA, because it does not determine if you're a good player or not.
Yeah.
Because you get points for different things and accomplishments. It doesn't mean if you're good or not.
Yeah, but I don't know. To be fair, like I don't really mind. It's something that I can live without, because it wasn't in the first two, and I'm not that fussed if there is no leveling, like personal leveling. But I think armor leveling is kind of a good. I think it's a good kind of route to take. But I think it would be a bit strange, to be honest. Kind of having like all your like just a few stuff around you leveling. Like there's going to be no weapon leveling, but there is going to be armor leveling. Which I think is a bit weird. But they also said there's going to be potion leveling as well.
So that's like get building your magic up, pretty much.
Yeah, that's been in the first two, which is like, if it's going to go with the first two way, it is like a ranking kind of thing, where like you'll make a stronger potion, and then like not your potion making goes up. It's like the standard of potion that you are making goes. It's not like a level, but then it'll say like, I don't know, like level 3 potion or level 4 potion. The kind of more you do it, so then your potions make better. It doesn't exactly signal if you've leveled up in it or anything. So like yeah, it'd be a bit strange, to be fair, to see how they do it. But like yeah, would you kind of not think that George is kind of like a good way to go, kind of this way, or would you think it'd be better to go the hybrid system?
I'll give it a try. I can't really say to have played, because I don't think I've really played a system like this.
No.
So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But like I think it was like, for example, I'm using Shadowcast. Like when we found out that Elder Scrolls Online wasn't having what's it called, a trade auction house
Global
system.
Auction House.
Global Auction House. They said, I'm not good. It might be the best thing in the world, but we've got a system that already works out there. It works very well, and I'd prefer that. But you never know. This one might blow me out of water. But
Yeah.
I prefer the old system.
It could do well, but like
I really do prefer the hybrid system, but I never know. I might enjoy this. So.
yeah, like I'm gonna steal a quote that Josh actually said in that Shoddycast episode, where he said, "If it ain't broke, don't try and fix it." So like I'd be happier if they went with the system that, well, to be honest, that Skyrim used. I'd be happy with that. But
how would you guys? What would you want? Let's get the interaction with our audience. What would you guys prefer? Would you like a Skyrim system? Would you like just an armor system?
like a leveling armor system, or would you just like just one level to rule them all?
One level to one. What would you like? Would you like how Witcher doing it, or would you like how Skyrim does it?
Yeah, but it'll definitely be interesting to see. I'd like a bit more info on it, to be fair, for us to kind of talk about. But in the same interview, Michael Krasinski also said the possibility of a demo. He said they asked him, "Is this a demo coming out?" And then he said, "We're thinking on it. We're thinking about it. Ask us closer to release."
I guess what I'm gonna call it. It's gonna be like exact 35-minute gameplay, but you play it.
Yeah.
Just saying. And they'll lock off certain paths so you can't play it for an hour and a half. But you just have to play for 35 minutes.
Yeah. Like would you like a demo?
Of course, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a free taste of a game.
Mm.
It's free shit. Like, I've never been upset that there's been a demo. It's helpful for the game as well. Demos are helpful for developers. It brings up bugs before the game comes out, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, let's fix that now." Because no matter what, if you've got like 100 people testing a game, they'll find bugs, but nowhere near as many as millions of people playing a game will find bugs.
Yeah.
So demos are useful.
It's basically just like a small beta test, but public, really public. And so, like, yeah. Well, if there is a demo come out, I'd obviously download it. But there's been rumours of possibly maybe it only being on Xbox One, just the demo.
I could see it happening, but I doubt it because you know how we've heard how against the project where they are like about locking their game to companies. They're okay with making a little bit of a deal,
like a little
but no one gives a shit kind of deal.
Yeah, like it. What was it with the collector? Yeah, the card. Like, who's gonna buy Gwenk? Let's face it, no one.
There'll probably be some hardcore fans out there. You might, but
yeah, but like like you said, I'd like a demo to be out there, but I won't be crying on my pillow if it's just released the Xbox One. I can live I can live that extra couple of weeks without playing the demo. Because, do you think they kind of like the demo, like games using demos, has kind of drifted away?
I'd say kind of, because we had this couple of year moment when demos were like a huge thing. But do you remember? I always remember getting like little gaming magazines where you got 5 demos on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Remember games. Then it went online. Demos came back. But then demos got mainly replaced by beta testing, which where you play the game like a year before it comes out.
Yeah.
And you just bug for test for fuck the game out, and that's kind of replaced demo in a way.
To be fair though, because I think a closed beta with a closed beta with like with not like with a bit of an NDA on it, I think that's much more protective for a game than to go all out with a demo. Because really, if it's a beta test, people kind of go.
There's always, as I say, with beta tests, there's always assholes who bring it, say, a beta test, and then treat it like it's a full game, and that's why the NDA is there to stop them twats releasing their
all their stuff basically. But like I think the majority of people that is going to beta test with a different mindset, knowing that like the game's a long way down the road, we're just kind of testing it out, so it's trying to help developers. Whereas with a demo, it's kind of, if it is filled with bugs, people are going to maybe have more of a mindset that this is going to be more like the game than what a beta test would be, and then criticize it more. That's my view anyway. Did you not hear what I just said?
No, not really. So
I just said that like I think the majority of people go into the beta test with more of a like with a different mindset, thinking like oh yeah, this game is a long way off. This is the majority of people, not everyone. That the game is quite a long way off, and we're kind of here to kind of like test it out and kind of help the developers more see what's wrong. But with the demo, I think they're more accustomed to think this is what the game's going to be like, and criticise it more if it is a lot of bugs.
And the thing about them people, the people who know that's demo, they don't speak to, they don't really normally speak out because they know they don't need to speak out about anything. But the people who play it and think it's going to be a full game always speak out, saying this game's buggy as shit, it's thing like that, and that's what developers are worried about because they don't want people who have not played the game hear about, or played the beta thing, hear about its shit, and then not pick up the game.
Yeah.
So, and I agree with you about the demo mindset is different to a beta mindset.
Yeah, like beta tests are fun though. Like when we took it out in that in the Elder Scrolls Online beta, like, I loved that beta. That was like I was psyched beforehand, I was psyched during it, I was psyched after, because like it was in the beauty period of the game. As I call it. Yeah, well, I called it the beauty period in my review, and I'm going to keep it at that because I was going to use honeymoon period actually when I was writing out my review. I should have put honeymoon period in there, and I was like, nah, it's too common. I'll make my own. Yeah. So we go into the history section interview at Air Herald, and it's mainly a political and American economical magazine, and they've got a history section on it, and they had an interview with the Witcher developers Jacob Smalek and again Michael Krasinski, and they was kind of talking about like cultures that inspired the game, and they said the game is very much kind of not what's the word I'm looking for, very much
influenced. Yeah,
influenced by Slavic history and Slavic folk tales, and they said you can see this a lot in the building designs and villages that they've got, and it's very different than what normal games are kind of, well, not normal, what kind of games normally tend to. It's like usually kind of Romans, it's kind of like the popular kind of taste, in Viking, not really Slavic history. It's a different take. Have you got anything to comment, George?
It's different take. It's because are they around there? Is Poland, Slovakia?
It's quite a bit west of it. It's like Serbia, Slovakia, kind of that area, which is quite a bit away from Poland. But I suppose you can say maybe the old. I don't know how big the old Polish kingdom was, because they did have a kingdom, and maybe that was maybe Slavic, but I'm not sure. I'm going to guess there is going to be some influence on it.
Yeah, it really depends on what kind of game we're going for. If they're going for a Viking kind of base game, they go to thing, and if they probably heard some folktale or someone from Slovakia probably might work with CD Projekt Red and told about folktales, and they thought that'd be brilliant to base a game around it.
Yeah.
Some games are based on different things. Like we know Skyrim's very based on Scandinavian Viking kind of thing.
Yeah, whereas Oblivion is kind of very much based on a medieval kingdom kind of thing. With like with the banners and the Imperial tournament in the White Gold Tower.
It's games that mainly quite a lot of games are influenced by culture. Like FIFA is influenced by the football culture.
Yeah.
I'd say that. It just happens, especially in role-playing games. There's always an influence, because it's a lot easier to make a world around an influence than make one from scratch and create everything from mind. If you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It probably won't be as good if they made everything from scratch of their head. I don't know about this, but did the Lord of the Rings have like an influence?
What do you mean?
Did he make a story around?
Well, he said. Well, no. All right. When he wrote it, well, Tolkien said in an interview, like I think it was like pretty soon before he died. He said, "Why did he write Lord of the Rings? What was it based off of?" And he said He said when he went to the Trinity College in Dublin, he saw the Book of Kells, and he saw this Irish folklore, and then he went to France and he saw all the French myths and everything, and then he saw the British ones and he saw there's not a lot there. There's pretty much nothing there, so he thought he'd make his own. That was it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So there's things that are influenced by other things, and it's just a lot easier to do something when it's influenced. If you know what I mean.
exactly. He also said that it's going to be interesting that seeing these kind of buildings though in villages because they are going to be different than what we're normally seeing.
Like even though we're in Slovakia, we've told about like one of the biggest cities based on
Novigrad. Novigrad is based on medieval Amsterdam.
Medieval Amsterdam. It's just imagine trying. It's a lot easier to create something what's partially there than create something from scratch.
Yeah.
It's easier to get the building the layout of the town more realistic, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just easier. And
it's easier for him to base off of, and it gives them more ideas instead of just popping it out of the head.
Mm.
And because let's face it, if you're just going to pop it out your head, it's just going to look. It's got more chance of looking ridiculous than what it would.
And some things might clash. We might think it's one thing, and then we might think another thing. When those things might clash. But if we use folk tales were already there and legends were already there, it's easier to merge it and create a game around that.
Yeah, they did also say that the game has some Viking inspiration, with the Count of Monte Cristo being an influence.
And this might be a stretch, but I think Vikings is probably the most influenced culture on the gaming industry. There's so many games based on the Vikings.
There's a lot of medieval kingdom ones out there that I can think of. Off the top of my head is Fable, Fable 2, Fable 3, probably the original Fable as well. What kind would you say Morrowind was kind of based? What kind of? Well, that was kind of like an apocalypse kind of thing, wasn't it? With like all the not the Dwemer. What was I saying? The Dwemer, all the Daedra kind of coming down and trying to take over Tamriel. But yeah.
I think it was. I did say it was a stretch, but I'm thinking about. But Vikings are quite a good. It's because
Vikings are popular, yeah.
Because they're brutal and they've got a good. They travelled a lot and travelled a lot of the world, and it's a good story to base around. And there's lots of stories about Vikings.
Yeah, it's very
It could all be bullshit because only one guy wrote about them.
What about the Vikings?
Well, it's like our history teacher said last year. There's like literally only one form of source, and everything we know about Vikings might not even really be 100% true.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of archaeological finds that kind of support it. So.
Yeah, it's about to get to the point, but you know, keep going.
Yeah, so and then they said it was going to be the Count of Monte Cristo being an influence on some quests, which I'm not fully sure on what that is.
Exact same.
Yeah. So we'll move on.
Move on.
There is a teaser on the website, in the Witcher website, and it's kind of like an image of kind of like an object, and it says follow the trail. Yeah, so like it's got a couple of people speculating on.
There'll be a thread on Reddit, so there'll be people guessing theories, and that's the point of these things. They're people to get. It's a thing what gets the game in the back of the mind, if you know what I mean. It's like, what does that mean? And most notable one is do you remember Fallout 4 one?
Was this the apparent leak?
This was the Fallout 4 website, which did a Fallout logo and a countdown timer.
No.
And everyone's going mental about it. It's like, oh my god, what can this be? And everyone's like speculating. Everyone's counting down a timer, and it found out it was fake. It was someone managed to find out where the IP address is based, but everyone was talking about the Fallout subreddit was going mental. What could this be? And it builds a little bit of hype game. It makes you wonder what it could be.
Yeah. And
they're trying to implement that, and it works. It does. People like countdowns. They like to speculation, and I can imagine this being a trial kind of thing, where they give you tips and guesses what could this thing be, and then it will lead you to sort of big news or something.
Yeah, probably big something to do with the game, because it does appear, do you know, in that 35-minute game though with the dagger, it appears that kind of artifacts have kind of got a big kind of part in the game. So maybe that's one of them. So should we move on?
You shall.
This is just kind of small, really. We'll talk a little bit about it. There's a new book series announced for The Witcher called Fox Children, which will come out a couple of months after the game. It was announced at New York Comic Con and will have a Geralt in it. It was written by Paul Tobin, who has written a lot of the comics to do with The Witcher, and art design will be by Joe Quero. Fox Children will lead Geralt aboard a ship of fools renegades, and criminals, where some passages are more dangerous than others, but one is hiding a hideous secret. That is what they have. That is what they have said.
Like we've said, you haven't read the books, have you, Connor?
No.
But neither have I, and I probably won't. I'm not a big book person. I enjoy them, but I just don't pick them up that often. But as I was say, is I think this could be a basis of games probably in the future. Witcher 4, 5, whatever, might be based on this eventually.
Maybe, yeah. Like, I don't think there'll be a Witcher 4 or 5, to be honest. I think it could be like a spin-off kind of game. I think it's very, very unlikely that there'll be a 4 or 5, because they did say that this is going to be the end of Geralt's major tale, and I don't know, it just seems like a small little kind of tale for a quest, and I don't think they'd make a game of this, to be fair.
Fair enough, maybe possibly DLC?
Maybe. Could be.
It
could be free as well. Reference to that. But like, do you kind of think it's good to kind of keep the story going for them people that are really interested in the Witcher story?
Yeah, let them have as many stories and good books as they wish to read.
Yeah, exactly. So like, would you kind of like, I don't know, would you find yourself ever maybe picking up a real life book for a video game?
I have a Assassin's Creed book I was going to read, but I can't be bothered to read it right now. Probably, I don't know. I'd probably, not about the game, but I'd probably read one about the gaming industry. That might be a thing I'd do. I like one kind of books. I like biographies. I still need to read other things. It's just, but there are many books I need to read before I get to certain other books, and thing is, when I read a book, when I read it, I can't stop. I won't stop for hours. But but I won't pick a book after I finish a book. I won't pick a book for another few months. That's how I read books. And
for me, I think there's not many games which I would like. I don't class Lord of the Rings world as like a gaming world.
I should have really said that, but Witcher is a game based off a book, so it might be a different.
Yeah, this is like a different kind of mindset. Like, I don't know. I think if the Elder Scrolls released like a massive history of Tamriel volume, I think I might buy that.
That could be something they should really go into. To be fair,
especially
like there's books in the game, but it's not the same. I wonder if anyone's actually made a book of all the best stories in Elder Scrolls. I bet there is somewhere.
Well, there's the Imperial Library where you can get Elder books on it. And I'm going to be honest, like, I haven't read nowhere near the amount of books as what some people have, but there has been times.
Some people love lore, and I don't judge them for that, but I'm just not into that kind of stuff.
I'm not going to lie, there has been some times where I have gone into Skyrim just to read. I'm not going to lie. When I went to Ireland, not this year, but the year before. I was there and it was at night time, and I was like, I don't really want to do any kind of quest now. I'm kind of tired, and I forgot to bring a book, so I went to the Solitude Library at Jarl's Hall, and I just read there for a while, and I found some interesting stuff. There's one called Alduin is Real, and it's like, and it's just the handwriting of this guy, this like Nordic barbarian, and he's saying like, Alduin is real, my ma and my pa told me so. Who is Akatosh? Never heard of him. He doesn't exist. Kind of thing like that, and half the words are spelt wrong, and I was like, that's cool, that's funny. I laughed. Anyway, should we move on to the questions? So the final segment of the show is the questions from our fellow Dagorans.
Glorying the god of the Dagorans. We have a
bow down to him. I am bowing.
We shouldn't really be bowing. Like we're like, fuck it. We're Jesus, his God. He's superior. I'm great superior in our channel. I'm back, guys. Don't panic. I am back. Don't worry, guys. We were worried. We were sick. How dare you?
That is when I was ill.
How dare you not tell us where you went? We are grounded now. Pathetic.
We're not answering your questions anymore.
Do you think there'll be a crime system in the game, as I kind of think is necessary? Kind of.
What do you go first.
Crime system can be fun if you want to fuck about, and that's what I kind of did on Skyrim and shit. If you're gonna die if you didn't whip out a bow and kill the guard and right one. You're gonna die if you said you didn't. That you've never done that because you fucking have. I call bullshit if you say you haven't. And
Yeah,
it's,
who hasn't? Do you know when you go into Riverwood for the first
Yeah.
time and you're walking away? Who hasn't killed that chicken that runs across there? Everyone killed that chicken.
everyone's killed that chicken. I was about to
Yeah.
say. And when he said it, I was like, where is he going to harbour chicken? And then
Yeah, and then
it's
you
a good
get
thing,
all the
it's kinda-
guards coming out to kill you.
It makes games feel a bit more real. Did Witcher 2 and 1 have a crime system?
No, you couldn't kill friendly NPCs.
We couldn't kill friendly NPCs. Okay. What about you, Connor? Would you like a crime system?
I'd love one. I'd love a crime system. I think crime systems is the best thing. Like I've played in like games that have had it. Like, I think it's really good. Skyrim, like I couldn't imagine Skyrim without a crime system. I really couldn't. And,
Sometimes
like,
it does get annoying when you do something stupid and we're like, for fuck's sake.
yeah, but like, have you done the Cinder Mine quest in Skyrim?
I may have done it, but I can't remember I can't remember the
I'll
name.
describe it. Like it was in when you're in Markarth, there is this thing called a Cinder Mine, which is where like it's the jail is a mine, and then when you commit a crime and you go there, instead of it being a place where you go to sleep and live out your time and go out, you go to sleep and you wake up and you're told to mine ore, and then after you've done it a few times, you meet up with some of the prisoners, and then they say we're planning an escape, and then you escape out the jail and you try and get all your stuff back and everything, and it is a really really good quest, and that could be out because of the crime system, and it's good.
I do enjoy crime systems, and like I say, it makes the game feel a bit more real, and it's also good to have a fuck about trying to hold off the guards, or in GTA's example, the police.
Yeah.
But it's quite
Yeah.
annoying when you get done for something fucking stupid. But there's one thing, I remember when the Yao was like, this bullcrap of a mean Dragonborn is stupid or whatever. So I fussed him. I went, Push!
Yeah.
And I was like, is that enough proof on you? And then I had the whole right one. No, Riverwood. Is it Riverwood? Yeah.
You're thinking, no, it is right when you got it right the first
Right
time.
one, damn it, right one. Attacking me. I'm like, for fuck's sake, he wanted to see if I was Dragon Ball, I proved it to him. Fuck's sake. But yeah. Crime systems are good. So should we move on?
Well, yeah, I would like a crime system in the game, but I don't think there will be one. To be honest, I think it will be along the lines of friendly NPCs you won't be able to kill. That's what I think it will be, because we have seen like a little bit of a hue around some enemies. So that's what I think it's. That's what I think it's going to be. But like, I don't think it would exactly be necessary for this game. It would make it better, but I don't think it would be.
Griffin Hunt. You found a contract.
Yeah, because I'm not exactly into the lore of the game, but what I've understood from the first two Witcher games is that the Witcher is kind of seen as kind of not exactly higher up people in society, but kind of should be kind of looked at and be like, wow, they're good people. They're like great people. And I don't think it would be exactly lore friendly to be going around killing people.
Basically the same
But
signs.
yeah, that's what I think. That's what I kind of got from the first two. So should we move on to the next question?
And most of the alternates
shall.
are kind of area of effect powers, and of course they
No, sorry, I was thinking you were saying questions, then I just went blanked out.
Yeah.
What? Sorry. Arcania Urn.
And before we
And-
started, we were talking a little bit about
Yeah.
I was going to call myself
Some of the
Arcania.
this hunt. So we're in a
But that was
open world
taken.
right now.
So I put an end at the
And
end.
it's not the main story, it's
Rivalry's
just a
going to be
side quest
fucking
that
brewing
we're
here.
Yeah,
We're going to be meeting up like, I'm the fucking real Arcania.
Witcher senses.
And,
Witcher senses.
there's nothing wrong with the rivalry. But to say, how do you think the game will do when it comes to monster management? By this I mean in Divinity Original Sin, you could keep track of monsters you have come across and remember how they tackle the bees. Do you think we should have this?
No.
Mm.
I don't think it will. I think it may have like a monster, like kind of like an introductory system. Do you know, say like you come across a monster,
Yeah.
and maybe it'll be like Monster Remembered. That could be maybe the closest you're gonna get, but I don't think there's gonna be like I haven't played Divinity Original Sin at all.
Either I didn't even know it existed till you said it.
I knew it existed because I remember seeing it on Steam. But like I never play, but like what it sounds like is kind of this. It sounds like a detailed system. To be fair, the way you kind of put it in. So I don't think you're going to get that. I think they're kind of focusing on other areas, and the amount of monsters in the game. I think it would kind of be hard for them to do.
supposed to be, the most badass of all.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Are we gonna move on?
pretty much
Just move on.
There's more
Arcania, yeah.
show up in this game.
What do you guys think of the possibility of Underwater Combat? I'm sure I said this before.
No, we had. I think we had a question about going underwater caves.
So it's
Underwater
kind of
caves.
random combat.
Fair
Underwater
enough.
caves, swimming down.
You're,
Yeah, it was the same person that asked it. What is your thing with underwater? Fucking mermaid, yeah.
I've never really fully experienced underwater combat, really, unless apart from Mario. I don't really count.
Now, this is some pretty good combat. It's almost like we have.
I don't really know what to think about. I just feel I can. To me, in my head, it feels like it's gonna be really sluggish. If you know what I mean, slow, because you're fighting the water. You can't move as fast then.
Right? I mean,
Yeah, can I go with my answer?
Go for it.
Fucking no chance. No, please no. God no. Like I remember Burning Crusade first came out for World of Warcraft. The underwater combat was introduced. It was that bad, and people hated it that much. It was taken out. Like it was awful. Like no one like I haven't played a game where I thought, yeah, underwater combat is good here. It's just no.
What about
Please.
fucking Mario?
Well, Mario is a bit different because it's the same combat. You're just underwater.
Yeah.
Then like you're not exactly going to do that in this. Because it's going to be a lot slower. It's going to be, like you said, sluggish. Just nah.
It's
Keep it out.
You can't move as fast. You like.
Yeah.
It's like, have you tried running underwater? Everyone fucking tried running underwater. It's just not possible.
Well, it is possible. It's just slow.
Storytelling here. You kind of break when you have a sequence like this. You break it to.
Well, you are running. You're still performing the actions of running. You're just a slower runner than what you were before.
Good point. Fair enough. So yeah, we're both against underwater combat.
Yeah, like I haven't played a game where it's been done well. I haven't. I don't want it to be in there. If it's in there, I will avoid it by all means necessary. If it's forced upon you, I will put a negative thing about it in my review. Next question.
Unless it's what happened? It's like the best water combat you've ever had.
If it fucking works, which it won't, then I will be happy. But it won't work. It won't. Let's move on.
Daniel Masterfield. What got you guys involved with Witcher? As I can tell, you're not big in the Lord game. Well, I guess too much of the time it is with Lord of the Rings.
Goddamn right. Too right there, Daniel.
Well, I'm going to answer this. I feel like I couldn't answer most of the questions, and I like to now then put in. We're big on like Shadow. We're big on role-playing games, really. That's the thing, and we've heard of Witcher. I've heard from my mates that Witcher 1 and 2 was good. Couldn't played 1 and 2. Heard that was good. No, played that. Said that was good. When we heard it was open world, it got kind of even more excited, and we thought, and we got a few requests from a few people. Was Gloin the Great one of them? Gloin the Great was one of them.
I think he was actually. It was Gloin the Great and this KRYXX07, which hasn't left a comment since that. If you're there, leave a comment.
Asking us to do a few more series, but we was only uploading once a week back then, or only Shadow Mordor weekly, and we kind of agreed that we wanted to do more with our channel, so we added another 2 games, which was first an Uncharted bi-weekly or weekly, whatever you want to call it, and so we went with Witcher as one of them, and we haven't looked back since.
Very good way to look at it. Yeah, like I like it's similar to what you said, George. Very much. Like I heard of it. I heard it was good from like a range of sources. And like when I heard about The Witcher 3, I remember Lewis James actually showing me the E3 stuff. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that's quality. When he tracks down the Griffin's blood so that you can find it at the top of the hill, and then when he fights with it, you can get he brought it down. And then I saw the choices in play with the cutscene. I was like, this game is going to be good. So then more stuff come out. We saw it, and then Steam sale come around.
So yeah, there's the Silver Sword.
I bought the 2 games. And then I played the second one and then the first one. I preferred the second one, but I love them both. I think they're both brilliant games. It's just, well, the first one is brilliant. It's just extremely rusty and a lot harder. It is a lot harder and a lot shorter, unfortunately. But yeah, like that kind of got me on board, and then I kind of got George into it, and then he got excited about it, and then, like you said, George, we haven't looked back since.
We haven't. It's we really do enjoy these podcast kind of things, and like
and we enjoy these games, so
enjoy these games, and we've added in. We've got. I think would we say we've got 3 genres and 3 different news now. We've got third-person action.
We've got third-person action MMO.
We've got a role-playing game with Witcher.
Yeah, and we've got the MMO with The Division.
MMO FPS.
Yeah.
What do you call it? MMO?
No,
FPS?
it's not an FPS. It's not first-person shooter.
It's a third.
Third person.
Ah.
Gears of War style.
So yeah, we like get more diversity in our channel.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll kind of run through the script, the kind of schedule now. It's going to be Mondays Witcher, Wednesdays Uncharted, every second Wednesday, which is coming back again this Wednesday, and Friday is going to be The Division. Which yeah, that will be all.
That is the episode. So sorry about not advertising The Last Witch. I just forgot to put on Reddit. Sorry guys. So if you have not watched that and you want to catch up some news which you may have missed, go back and click watch that episode. But you might not have to. You might have already know the news. If you think you're pretty up to date with news, don't watch. Just watch if you want. I'm trying to say don't watch our videos, but I feel like I'm being asked to say don't watch our videos, but you know what I mean. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe,
and donate, and also subscribe to John the Fellow DeGrants. Goodbye.